Here we came too far, in the darkest days, don't know where we are, or who we are. Here we came too far, in the darkest days, don't know where we are, or who we are. Here we came too far, in the darkest days, don't know where we are, or who we are. Here we came too far, in the darkest days.
What up, y'all? Planet of Fake Hollywood and Pig Star HH News. It seemed like the Hollywood star Orson Bean was fatally struck by two cars last night, a week after his Netflix movie debuted and he began working on a play. It just seems like a bad state of events, man. He was 80-something, if I'm not mistaken. What he's doing out alone in Hollywood anyway, I don't be understanding. But he was just a regular guy, man, an elderly guy. Hit by a car. And people always getting hit on Venice Ave. Send prayers out to his family. And if you get a chance, check out some of his works. Orson Bean, he worked with Dick Van Dyke. Planet of Fake. Send prayers out to his family. If the video don't start when I stop talking, what you heard and saw was the content. For additional content, click the link in the description. Like, follow, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, visit my community wall, and if you have time, go to www.amordashika.com/TV. That's our Planet of the Fakes too. We are the new umbrella. This is 2020. Sending prayers out to Orson Bean's family and friends and people that he touched throughout his journey in the physical.
Planet of the Fakes Hollywood and Pig Star HH News. Orson Bean, longtime actor and comedian, hit and killed by car in. Orson Bean, the witty actor and comedian, was hit and killed by a car in Los Angeles, authorities said. He was 91. The Los Angeles County Coroner's office confirmed Bean's Friday night death, saying it was being investigated as a traffic-related fatality. The coroner's office provided the location where Bean was found, which matched reports from CBS Los Angeles. The man was walking in the Venice neighborhood when he was clipped by a vehicle and fell, Los Angeles Police Department capped. Brian Wendling initially told local stations. A second driver then struck him in what police say was the fatal collision. Both drivers remained on the scene. Police were investigating and didn't identify the pedestrian to local outlets, which named Bean based on eyewitness accounts. Orson Bean attends the LA premiere of Orson, The Equalizer 2, at the TCL Chinese Theater on Tuesday, July 17, 2018, in Los Angeles. Bean enlivened such TV game shows as To Tell the Truth, and played a crotchety merchant on Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, Kesha Defamed Drive, Luke in Texts to Lady Gaga, Judge Rules. He appeared in a number of films, notably, Anatomy of a Murder, and Being John Malkovich, and starred in several Off-Broadway productions, receiving a Tony nod for the 1962 Comden Green musical, Subways Are for Sleeping. But fans remembered him most for his many TV appearances from the 1950s onward. Actress gagged it up for photographer during luncheon at the Four Seasons restaurant in New York on March 12, 1996. 4. For veteran actress Edith Evans. David Pickoff, AP. Mr. Bean's face comes wrapped with a sly grin, somewhat like the expression of a child when sneaking his hand into the cookie jar, the New York Times noted in a review of his 1954 variety show, The Blue Angel. It said he showed a quality of being likable even when his jokes fall flat. Born in Burlington, Vermont, in 1928 as Dallas Frederick Burroughs, he never lost the Yankee accent that proved a perfect complement to the dry, laconic storytelling that established him as popular humorist. He had picked the stage name
Our top story this morning, Hollywood is mourning the passing of a veteran actor. Orson Bean was killed in a car accident last night. Joy Benedict is live at the scene of the crash in Venice. And Joy, this is being called just an accident. No arrest made in this. Correct?
Correct. That's what we were being told. This is just a very sad accident, which unfortunately involved two cars, two drivers, and then, of course, Orson Bean, who did not survive it. But we're standing here on Venice Boulevard, and you can see the backside of a small memorial that's starting to grow here as some flowers have been left in honor of Orson Bean, who lost his life here yesterday evening. Take a look at this video. Itself happened at about 7:30. That's when investigators say Bean was attempting to cross a very busy Venice Boulevard. We've got about 6 lanes or so here. For whatever reason, he was crossing in between 2 different blocks, according to police. A car that was traveling westbound on Venice Boulevard didn't see him and clipped him while folks were trying to render aid and trying to get there and slow down traffic. Unfortunately, we are told he was struck and killed by a second vehicle also heading westbound here on Venice Boulevard.
You just cross at the crosswalks and be really mindful. We have, a very vibrant city, a lot of people out for nightlife and good weather, but the problem is they wear dark clothing, streets are dark, and cars.
Bean, because it sounded funny. His father, George, was a founding member of the American Civil Liberties Union, and Bean recalled later that his house was filled with causes. But he left home at 16 after his mother died by suicide. In a 1983 New York Times interview, he recalled his early career in small clubs where the show consisted of me, master of ceremonies, comedian and magician, maybe a dog act, and a stripper. It was a piano player in one such club, he said, who suggested replacing Dallas Burrows with some funny name like Roger Duck or Orson Bean. Bean's quick wit and warm personality made him a favorite panelist for 6 years on To Tell the Truth. The game required the panelists to quiz 3 contestants to figure out which one was a real notable and which 2 were imposters. The dramatic outcome inspired a national catchphrase as the host turned to the 3 and said, "Will the real notable's name please stand up?" Quote, Bean's style appealed to both Jack Paar and Johnny Carson, and he appeared on The Tonight Show more than 200 times. But his early career was hobbled for a time when he found himself on the Hollywood blacklist in the early years of the Cold War. "Basically, I was blacklisted because I had a cute communist girlfriend," he explained in a 2001 interview. "I stopped working on TV for a year. The blacklist didn't stop him in the theater." Bean starred on Broadway as a timid fan magazine writer in George Axelrod's 1955 Hollywood spoof, Wilsuchi. SS Spoil Rock Hunter, alongside Jane Mansfield and Walter Matthau. He also starred on Broadway with Maureen O'Sullivan in Never Too Late, and with Melina Mercouri in Ilya Darling, based on her hit film, Never on Sunday. Quote, Daytime Emmy Awards arrivals. Orson Bean and Alley Mills arrive at the Daytime Emmy Awards on Sunday, August 30, 2009, in Los Angeles. Bean took a break from his career for a time in the 1970s when he dropped out and moved to Australia, where he lived a hippie lifestyle. But he returned to the US and, after a period as a self-described house husband, resumed his career. "I got sick of contemplating my navel and staring up at the sky and telling myself how wonderful it was not to be doing anything," he explained in a 1983 interview with the New York Times. In the 1990s, he played the shopkeeper Lauren Bray on the long-running drama, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. He remained active on the screen in recent years with guest shots in such shows as Desperate Housewives, How I Met Your Mother, and Modern Family. Quote, meanwhile, his politics turned more conservative. He became related to leading right-wing commentator, Andrew Breitbart, when his daughter, Susanna, married him. Breitbart died in 2012 and Steve Bannon, later a top advisor to Donald Trump, took over Breitbart's eponymous website, for which B. and had penned occasional columns. Bean wrote a memoir called Too Much Is Not Enough, and a book about a non-traditional therapy called Me and the Orgone.
And leaving messages, people paying their respects tonight to beloved TV icon Orson Bean, who was killed while crossing the street.
Many are gathering in Venice where it happened to talk about the 91-year-old actor and comedian, but also to honor his life.
That is where KCAL 9's Lori Perez is live tonight with how he is being remembered. Lori?
Yes, throughout the day and night tonight, we've been watching as people have been stopping here, leaving flowers near the spot where Orson Bean died. And then just feet away tonight at the Venice theater he loved, they are celebrating his life and his legacy.
This morning, my wife says to me, put mousse in your hair. Makes you look 20 years younger. 67.
Orson Bean is being remembered tonight for always keeping him laughing on and off stage.
Every time I would meet him, I would leave with a smile.
He, I swear, is the greatest example of always living the creative life.
From the original Twilight Zone to dozens of TV sitcoms and dramas, Bean was a working actor for almost 70 years, and Dick Van Dyke knew him for the last 65.
We were knocking around New York together as young comedians, and I had him on our show on Diagnosis Murder, but I was kind of the the physical comedian, he was the intellectual comedian.
A wit that kept Bean busy acting all his adult life, like in this scene from Grace and Frankie, released just last month on Netflix.
If I'd known it was my wedding day, I would have stolen a comb.
Here at the Pacific Resident Theater in Venice, Van Dyke and friends held a private vigil for Orson Bean tonight. We're told he was due to start rehearsals here soon on a play he wrote himself. He spent so much time here in his later years, acting and on the board of trustees, nurturing his own creativity and inspiring others.
I'm just like an actor in the company, you know, and he's Orson Bean. And, but he never made you feel like that, you know?
It was near his beloved local theater where he lost his life. Police say a car hit Bean as he was walking on this busy roadway in Venice last night. Before anyone could get to him, a second car ran him over. Friends say he was walking from his house to the theater to meet his wife for a show. That play went on tonight with thoughts for an actor who has left his fans and his friends wanting more.
He was in this day and age a gentleman. Listen.
Now, this is all still so fresh. There's no word yet on whether the planned production of the play that Orson Bean wrote himself will still go on. In Venice, I'm Lori Perez, KCAL 9 News.
Alright, what up, y'all? Planet of Fakes here. 2020's coming, brand new everything. I got a brand new Instagram. Make sure you follow it, Planet_of_the_Fakes. And hey, Planet of Fakes back again. This is just a reminder. If you have any problems accessing the videos at our site, www.amor-ica.com/TV, more than likely it's because you're on a cell phone or tablet. All you have to do is at the top of the browser on the right hand is normally 3 dots. You hit them, this menu comes down, hit desktop site. You have to switch from mobile view to desktop view and all the videos will pop right up for you. Any other problems, just hit us up at support@amor-ica.com. Thanks again for supporting. Alright, Planet of Fakes here. I'd like to thank you for watching our video, but I also would like to remind you to please subscribe to our other pages. YouTube Streets, Planet of Fakes Kids, I'm Just Nosy, Kanika Jenkins, 36 Hours, POTFS, Planet of the Kings, POTFS Battle Zone, Planet of Fakes Extraordinary, Planet of Fakes for Pets, Umbrella, POTFS, Planet of Fakes for Families, Pigstar HH News, Planet of Fakes